Good morning, everybody, and happy Friday. Well, it's been a short week, but we've done a lot of super learning. And of course, with it being Friday, it's time to do a little roundup of some really great work. And I've got, about 4 things to share with you today. And the first exciting thing is that I've received some letters from Elder Class. And they've been doing a unit of work that started with something rather strange. As I understand it, the children tell me that they found a huge, enormous boot in the school grounds, and they were given the task of investigating who or what this boot belonged to. And so the children were so perplexed, so confused and so excited about this that they have written me letters. Now, the first thing I want to tell you is I am so impressed, Year 1, with all of your writing. I don't think I've ever seen Year 1 writing to this high standard. You are writing so much. Your letter formation is so brilliant, and it looks like the work of much older children. So before I read these letters, just have a look in Year 5 and 6, see what you think. This is Year 1. So these children, how old are these children, Miss Horsfall? 6?
Yeah, 5 and 6. 5
and 6-year-olds. And in our school, this is the standard of writing that Year 1 children are producing. Look how much there is. Look at the fantastic formation of that. That one is Sophia's, which I'll read in a second. And then the other one, no, it isn't. That one's Joshua's. Sorry, I have the books together. That one is Joshua's. I'll read Joshua's in a second. And then this one, again, beautiful presentation, is Sophia's. What a fantastic start to your writing careers you are making there. So I'll just read you a part of my letter. So nice. I never get letters like this. So thank you very much, Joshua and Sophia, for these letters. Dear Mrs. Scardyfield, I am writing to inform you that Year 1 Elder found a huge black boot. We found the boot at 9:20 a.m. and it was the 14th of April 2021. What a shock it was to find such a large boot. Mr. Wood asked Elder to investigate the secret garden, and we found a dusty black boot. It had patches on it. Max found the boot nestled in the grass. Miss Horsfall picked the boot up to show the class. We thought it could belong to a poodle, Miss Horsfall.
Q Poodle. It's a character from another book that we've read.
Oh, to a Q Poodle. It's a character from a book. Joshua, first of all, I've said I love your presentation and I love the length of your piece. I also really love the tone. You've managed to make it sound quite formal, which is exactly what you should do if you're writing to somebody to report something like this. What a brilliant job you've done, and what a talented writer you are. I can't wait to see, Joshua, how your writing develops as you move through our school. So very well done. Really, really good. And I know, Miss Horsfall, you were delighted with Joshua, weren't you?
Oh, absolutely.
And then Sophia, let's read my letter from Sophia. Dear Mrs. Scardyfield, and you've learned how to set a letter out, Sophia, putting your address in the top corner and then setting out your letter. I am writing to inform you Year 1 Elder found a huge boot in the secret garden. What a shock it was. At 9:20 a.m, Mr. Wood found the boot in the secret garden and told Year 1 Elder to discover the boot. Miss Horsfall picked the boot up and took it into the classroom. We thought it might belong to a clown or a monster. Who do you think it belonged to? Well, the thing is, Sophia, when you find a huge boot, it can only mean one thing and one thing only. I think it belonged to the Northowram giant. That's what I think. I've heard about him. I've never seen him. But if you found his boot, then, you know, must be around somewhere. So keep your eyes open. Well done, Year 1. Absolutely cracking work. I'm so impressed. Really, really impressed. Now, what work shall we go to next? Shall we have some geography? Geography, all about places and people all around the world. And Year 5 have been learning about where their food comes from and how much of the food that we put in our shopping trolleys and we enjoy eating comes from different parts of the world, and then learning about how that food is transported to our supermarkets or our shops so that we can enjoy it. And you found out that some of our food comes from a long, long way away. And Joseph, you were really proud of your work. I think you've got a real passion and talent for geography, and Mrs. Grimshaw's chosen your book today. So Joseph made a key on his map to show where different fruits came from. So Joseph, you've showed us where kiwis come from, oranges, bananas and pineapples. So I don't know whether you can see, there's the world map. So I can see really clearly, I don't think I knew that most of our oranges seem to come from Africa, down there. And then what were the blue ones? Bananas. Can you see where the bananas are? Right down here. And this is South America. So lots of bananas are grown in South America. And then we have, what else was it? Kiwis and pineapples. Oh, pineapples. So some of them come from this part of the world, right over here. And then looks like the bottom of, where's that? Oh, Thailand. Thailand and the Philippines over there in Asia. And then did you find also that some pineapples were grown right over here in Mexico? So you've taught me something there, and I'm going to think about that when I enjoy my fruit at the weekend and have a look on the packet to see what the country of origin is. That's always an interesting thing to have a look at, and look at how far your fruit has travelled. Check your packets this weekend. And then another beautiful world map, and this time different ones. We've got some different fruits on here. This one is Lila's, and Lila's done a lovely labelled map to show us where different fruit come from. So let's have a look at Lila's, at where strawberries come from. And Lila's told me with her beautiful key that strawberries are grown in Egypt, Spain and Morocco, so all over, and some actually in the UK as well. We do grow strawberries in England and Scotland. Scottish strawberries, they're my favourite. They're super sweet, but we can see from a really easy key, just as a quick glance, where strawberries grow best around this central area. And I always try to buy British strawberries, firstly because I think they taste better, secondly because they've had less distance to travel, and if they're grown locally, I think we should support that. So absolutely brilliant geography work, and how very interesting. Well done to Lila and Joseph. Okay, a little bit of artwork. Let's go to year 2. Now, I visited Mr. Metcalfe's class yesterday, and they just completed the first stage of their art project, where they had been making clay tiles and then using lots of different things to make patterns on their tiles. A really creative project. And the next stage for Mr. Metcalfe's class is that you are going to be painting your tiles to make them finished. And Miss Mead's class, I think there was just a lesson in front, and they'd got to that stage, and I've got a couple of them to share with you. So Charlie, yours is the first one. Have a look at Charlie's tile. I'm trying to figure out, Charlie, what you use to create all of those patterns. It's so pretty, and now that it's painted, it looks so decorative. Looks like maybe some beads have been pushed in there, and you've done a symmetrical pattern. I think you could choose what kind of pattern, and Charlie, you've chosen a beautiful symmetrical pattern. You made your tile, you made the patterns, you let it dry, and then you painted it. That would also look lovely, I think, on our wall in here. So if there are any spares, we'll have them for the office, because they're lovely decorative items, but I'm sure you want to take them home. And the other one that caught my eye was Frank's. And Frank, I loved this because I could see straight away, I think I'm right, Frank, have you used pasta to create these shapes? The pasta shells, and they look just like seashells in your tile. And even the I think this is pasta as well. I think this is the shell pasta, and this is the fusilli, like the twisted pasta, and it's created a real seashore type of a feel with all those lines and patterns. And I love the way that you have coloured that to finish it. It's really, really successful What a brilliant decorative piece of work. Well done, Frank. Super piece of work. Okay, now to finish, what have we had? So we've had some English, some art, some geography. Let's have a little bit of science. And remember why I say science. It's to help me remember the silent C after the S in the word science. And I bobbed to see Mrs. Harrison. And she was delighted with her class because they'd just had, that very afternoon on Thursday, a very successful practical science investigation. And they were looking at how water is transported within plants, which is fantastic, isn't it? And they were using celery, which some of you will know what celery is, to have a look at. Celery is quite special in the way that it's constructed, and you can see how water is taken through the plant to the leaves. So the children had to do an investigation, a full investigation with predictions and conclusions and labelled diagrams. And I have to say the quality of your work is really, really good. So I've got Harry's and I've got Ralph's. And Ralph, first of all, I just wanted to mention you. First of all, your science investigation is fantastic. But secondly, oh my goodness, your handwriting, Ralph. What a transformation. You've been working on really trying to join your handwriting all the time. And I think you'd started off your investigation, if you can see the top part of that, and it was not joined. And then you thought, no, I'm going to make a really special effort from now on to join my handwriting all the time. And have a look at that second part of the method where you have written in beautiful joined up handwriting. It's superb, Rolf. And this is the method that you went through. Firstly, we collected the celery, the same size container, and filled it with the same amount of water because you had to keep it fair, didn't you? That's really important in a test. Next, we put 4 capfuls of coloured dye into the water, blue, red and purple, but left 1 clear as the test. Then we added the celery. So you had the celery in these different coloured food dyes so that you were hoping to be able to see the water travel through the stem of the plant so that it could get to the leaves. You had to make predictions. You said, I think the leaves will turn purple, red or blue because of the coloured water. And I think it turned out that you were absolutely correct. So well done, Ralph. All I'm going to say is this is what we expect all the time from now on. And I know you've made a real commitment to do that. So look at the sticker. Your teacher was delighted with you. I'm delighted with you. Very well done. And then Harry, your work is absolutely lovely. And I can see by the stickers that you've received that your teacher was absolutely thrilled with it. And there are your labelled diagrams with the celery and your predictions and your methods. Firstly, we collected 4 pots, the same size, filled them with the same amount of water. Next, we put 4 capfuls of coloured dye into the water, blue, red and purple, and left 1 clear. Your prediction was, I predict the food colouring will travel up the capillaries of the stem and the flower or the leaves will turn red, blue or purple. I don't know whether they have yet. It'll be exciting to check them today. So again, Harry, lovely letter formation, lovely scientific investigative work, and your teacher was thrilled with you. Very well done. So there we go. It's Friday. It's the weekend. I'm afraid you can't have a day off on Monday. That was a one-off. That was for May Day, wasn't it, last week? So I will see you on Monday morning. And in the meantime, have a great Friday. Have a really lovely weekend. Let's hope the weather isn't too cold because it's been very cold this week. Happy weekend, everybody. Have a good one. I'll see you on Monday. Bye for now.